Olá, bem-vindo ao Real Política. Se você quer saber o que acontece nos bastidores do poder mundial, se inscreva nesse canal e ative as notificações para receber nosso conteúdo. Em entrevista ao podcast Inteligência Limitada, Eduardo Bolsonaro afirmou que seu pai não está preso por ter cometido um crime. Segundo ele, existe uma perseguição mundial contra líderes de direita. Confira.
Quando eu marco ali o Netanyahu, o Salvini, é porque eu exponho que o que está acontecendo com o Bolsonaro não é exclusivamente contra o Bolsonaro, é contra todos aqueles líderes de direita. Aconteceu com o Trump. Se o Trump não tivesse sido eleito presidente dos Estados Unidos em 5 de novembro de 2024, o Trump ia tomar centenas de anos de cadeia. Se você for olhar, por exemplo, o caso da Marine Le Pen na França, é um caso muito semelhante. Ela está sendo acusada de um crime que ninguém de esquerda jamais foi acusado, né? Um desvio de servidor que era para entrar no Parlamento Europeu e estava na França. Enfim, uma confusão que pode levá-la à cadeia justamente durante a eleição francesa. O Matteo Salvini, quando ele estava impedindo a imigração ilegal de chegar na Itália, também foi parar nos tribunais. Bolsonaro no Brasil, Jeanine Áñez na Bolívia, Maria Corina Machado na Venezuela, o Netanyahu em Israel. Então, quando eu marco todos esses líderes, eu estou falando o quê? Olha, é estratégia mundial da esquerda recorrer aos tribunais quando não conseguem nos apagar na política, nas urnas. Então, a gente tem que dar uma resposta a isso, a começar se apoiando mutuamente. Essa que foi a principal intenção do meu post.
Mas e como que poderia ser esse apoio? Com sanções? Como que você acha que eles...
Poderia começar com um apoio formal, né? Um apoio moral, vindo de declarações dos seus partidos, declarações nas redes sociais. Depois isso daí se reverbera para dentro da imprensa, atrai interesse das pessoas, elas começam a ver, calma aí, quem é Alexandre de Moraes? O que ele está fazendo? Isso vai mostrar os abusos do Moraes, vai criar consciência, e a consciência sempre precede uma ação executiva, que podem ser sanções, né, que pode ser proibição de visto. Por exemplo, em Chega, em Portugal, o partido do líder André Ventura, né, o partido Chega, já fez uma moção pedindo para que fosse revogado o visto português do Alexandre de Moraes. O Chega também abriu uma investigação interna no seu partido para ver as finanças, né, aquilo que está público, do Gilmar Palusa, o evento que ele organiza lá em Lisboa. Então, a gente está começando a se organizar para não deixar essas pessoas tão à vontade para fazer o que bem entenderem e arrotarem pelo mundo que são defensores das liberdades e da democracia, coisa que não são.
O que muitos não sabem é que por trás dessa fala de Eduardo Bolsonaro está uma narrativa muito bem estruturada que interpreta os acontecimentos políticos do Ocidente à luz da guerra cultural. Esta narrativa é adotada principalmente por Steve Bannon, o ex-estrategista de Donald Trump, e um dos principais nomes da chamada direita alternativa. Neste vídeo, é notório o alinhamento entre a narrativa de Eduardo e Bannon.
We are focused on Germany, and particularly working with Alternative for Deutschland. We are working, obviously, with the national rally in France. We're very close to Marine Le Pen and Louis Alliot and the rest of the team. That is, I think are terrific. It's the center of the universe because of really the rise of Salvini and what Salvini means for Europe and what he means really as a political figure in the world, particularly with people like Captain Bolsonaro being newly elected, which I think he modeled a lot of his campaign on Salvini's. I think Bolsonaro, along with Salvini, are two of the most important politicians in the world, on the world stage. Particularly people like the League and National Rally, they're much more sophisticated even than political parties in America. The best thing I can do for them is exactly what I did for Trump. And the key thing I did for Trump is just tell him when he was 10, 12, 14 points down, you can win this. Just stick to the message and you can win this. You saw the election results over the weekend here in Italy. I just think there's you saw the election results the other night in the Netherlands. I just think there's real momentum on the populist, nationalist, sovereignty movement. I think people are coming to this cause, and I think it's going to have tremendous support.
A relação entre Eduardo Bolsonaro e Bannon não é recente. O estrategista já afirmou, em evento, que Eduardo será presidente do Brasil.
President Bolsonaro here? Did he show up yet? No, we know why. Why? The Marxist communist in Brazil kept his passport. And you know why they did that? Why they did that? Because they don't want him on a world stage in the United States where he's beloved by the whole entire world. Why? He's a freedom fighter. So can we have a show of hands to the Brazilians right here? Is Eduardo here? Eduardo Bolsonaro, come on up. This is one of the most important individuals in our sovereignty movement through the entire world. And I think one day, in not too far a distant future, the president of Brazil.
Thank you. It's a great honor to be here with you all, our friends from everywhere, not only Latin America, also Germany. And I have people from Romania and even some other places. It's great that we are all together here. And for sure, I usually say, if the United States did that with President Trump, we can do that with President Bolsonaro in the election of 2026. Usually, Brazil, we follow the same steps of the United States. So as we had here in 2016, Trump election, when no one was believing that he could do that, then 2018 we had Brazil. And 4 years later, in the both elections, I mean non-fair elections, very hard elections, everybody saw how was that. Both of them did not get re-elected. And now Trump is back again. And for sure, when Bolsonaro go back again,
both elections were stolen from them.
Maybe Brazil can go to jail because of that. And I'm not kidding. So, my father cannot run because he criticized the electoral process in a meeting with ambassadors. Can you imagine that? You have someone convicted for corruption, laundering money, that is now our current president, Lula da Silva, that is together with our Supreme Court, Alexandre de Moraes. And then my father cannot be president because he met ambassadors and criticized the electoral process. Come on. We have to return that. So thank you for your support, and we are all together in the same boat. God bless America. God bless Brazil.
2026, your father returns as the president of Brazil, correct?
Recentemente, Eduardo Bolsonaro apareceu no canal de Bannon para discutir a prisão de Jair Bolsonaro.
Eduardo Bolsonaro, just for the audience, let's do a quick reset. When the election in Brazil was stolen as badly as the election for President Trump was stolen in 2020, with Bolsonaro, he was in Orlando, Florida at the time. The people down there just had enough of it, of having a Marxist with very little support and a partner of the Chinese Communist Party, Lula, who's been a total disaster, to essentially steal the office with the Supreme Court justice in that cabal. So they rightfully did what free people can do. They protested about it. What they've turned that into is what they turned it into President Trump. Now, thank God you had Boris Epstein and Todd Blanche and Emil Bovee and a great team in the War Room Posse and other supporters of President Trump. When the Republican Party abandoned him and Fox News and the Murdochs abandoned him in those dark years of 21, 22, and 23, people stood up. Now, thank God President Trump came back and won the presidency in the greatest political comeback in history. It's the reason he's not in prison for over 100 years, to be assassinated in that prison. This is exactly what's happened. The same playbook they're running on Bolsonaro. They sentenced one of the best men and greatest leaders in the world, best men in the world and greatest leaders in the world, to 27 years in prison, folks, for being in Orlando, Florida, when you had this civil protest in Brazil about a stolen election. And he's 70 years old, so he's going to die in prison of natural causes, but they want to make sure that there's no way he can get amnesty and get out and run in 26 because he would defeat Lula. They understand that. That is why they have gone out of their way now to trump up these other charges and get him into prison sooner to be assassinated. Is that essentially the case that is before us right now, Eduardo?
Sure, yes, Ben. And even the Supreme Court is so comfortable that they do not hide anymore, that they say we are not going to commit the same mistake that the Americans did. I usually say, finishing with this question, Steve, is that it's the same virus that you have in the United States, in Brazil, and some other places in the world. The difference is that in Brazil, we have less antibodies. That's why Trump, maybe because days or weeks didn't go to jail, and thanks God, now he's the president of the United States and changing a lot of things, even supporting us there in Brazil, supporting the freedom cause. But if Trump do not make a successor, if you start losing the midterms next year, things will get really, really bad. And I'll tell you, you Americans, you have nowhere to run away. And it will be very painful, a lot of sacrifice if this scenario arrives.
What Eduardo's warning to us is very succinct. These are radicals. You see this in New York City. You see it with the Muslim Brotherhood down in Texas. You see what's going on. They win the midterms, everything changes. And so this is why, and they're working together. What is your call to action right now for the American people, Eduardo, in regards to your father?
The first thing is, Alexandre de Moraes is not acting alone. So I think it would be very good if Trump administration start to evaluate to also bring Global Magnitsky Act sanction other people around Moraes. For example, the Attorney General, Paulo Gonet. I think it would be a very good start. And also to enforce the Magnitsky Act against Alexandre de Moraes, because what the Brazilian press is saying is that the life of Moraes didn't change that much. So it would be a good idea to enforce, the Brazilian banks, the financial system, to make sure that they are accomplishing with the law, with the American law, because other way they could be shut down from the U.S. system. I mean, if you do not follow the American law, you cannot access the American market. I think these two things would be the best things to do right now. And for everybody, speaks about the Bolsonaro case, is also speaks about the future of Trump, the future of the Trump secretary like Rubio, Bessent, and some others, but also your future. Moraes, that just arrested my father, at one point that he wrote is that the house of Jair Bolsonaro is too close of the American embassy. It's about 9 miles from the U.S. embassy there in Brazil. So this is one of the things that he put on the paper that he wrote to justify the arrestment of Jair Bolsonaro. So it shows perfectly that he does not has an excuse to arrest my father, but he's doing that anyway.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. And we'll talk to you this afternoon after the show.
Steve Bannon, portanto, é um dos líderes do movimento do qual Eduardo Bolsonaro faz parte. Este movimento transnacional se vê como uma única direita, cuja missão é derrotar a esquerda e dominar o cenário político. Você acha que eles irão conseguir? Deixe nos comentários a sua opinião, se inscreva nesse canal e ative as notificações para ficar por dentro da política real.